Hello ratbags, it's Jade. Welcome to a Rust video. Very quick one today. Obviously you've seen my live streams this morning having a bunch of different problems and issues trying to connect. The Rust beta is live, but it's not currently working very well. You can go ahead and stream it. They've put this in a post from the actual Double 11 team saying that you can stream and show it. So before anyone says anything, I tried streaming it for about nearly 3 hours this morning. We got about 5 minutes of gameplay before I was kicked out, and then since then this keeps happening. No Rustworks connection. So it does look like it's going to be an issue for a long period today. Hopefully they're going to be able to fix it and PlayStation players will be able to get a chance to play it. But what about Xbox fans? Well, they also said in that same post that there is a problem with Xbox. It is going through. They're hoping it will be today. But if it isn't today, they are going to give you extra time back. So if they don't have it happening, it doesn't work till Monday, you will get 2 or 3 extra days past PlayStation players when the beta ends. Now, when is the beta going to end? 6th of May. So you can play the beta from the 23rd of April, that is today, to the 6th of May. If you've pre-ordered the deluxe or the ultimate editions. So right now, I wouldn't say it's worth it. I would wait until it's stable, make sure you see it's stable, and then decide if you really want to spend extra money on the more expensive editions playing something which at the moment is a bit of a hot mess. Now, online games do have trouble with this. I won't rag it out too much. We've seen with Outriders, they had loads of problems launching their game. Other games have these issues. But then again, they did have a test server running for nearly a month. And I do feel like this is kind of a bit of a bullshit move to put your beta behind more expensive editions of a game and then you can't even have it actually running. That's a bit shitty. We did have 5 minutes from gameplay and it was obviously something probably not to judge. Lots of lag. The trees were starting to be invisible. The inputs were a bit delayed. I could hear people but not see them. There was bases I could see. I could hear like parts of the base I could see, but I couldn't actually see all of it. So yeah, there's a lot of issues at the moment. A lot of this will be ironed out. I am sure of it. I'm sure over the weekend they will hopefully get a lot of this ironed out. And we'll all get a chance to play on Monday. But that's the situation at the moment. You will not be able to play the beta unless you order the deluxe or the ultimate editions. I strongly advise against it. Just wait until the full release comes out. As I reckon this game really is probably only worth £44 or $39.99 if you're on an Xbox. I don't believe it's worth anything more. Even with all the other skins and all the other stuff, I don't think they're actually that worth it. That's my personal opinion. You know, I disagree with the way they've done certain things. So maybe it shows also that in future they definitely need staging branches and they definitely need everyone to be able to access them staging branches, not just people that bought the more expensive editions of the game. It's a shitty situation. It does happen to other games. I'm torn. I kind of do want to rag on them, but I don't because I know it happens. But at some point, these game companies have got to invest more money. Like, it's been happening for years. We've had online games for years. It isn't always just because there's more people than expected. It's down to them maybe not spending enough money on quality engineers or getting more people involved or communicating enough with the networks. Sometimes it's not even down to the actual game itself. It is the way that it's implemented on Sony and Microsoft's end. That could be the problem. Is it going to be happening this weekend? I'm not sure. When it goes live on Xbox, I'll do my best to let you guys know if it does go live later on today. But yeah, I am going to safely assume that the beta may not happen till Monday. Now, there are crossplay servers, but not all servers are crossplay. Only select few. Like, you have crossplay servers, then you've got PlayStation servers, then you've got Xbox servers. So, fingers crossed, the crossplay servers aren't actually live. And obviously, no one's going to get a head start. And they just put crossplay servers live for everyone on the actual Monday or whenever Xbox goes live. Maybe it won't even be Monday. Maybe it will be later today. We're not sure at this time. Keep checking the Twitter feed at rustconsole.com to make sure you're keeping up to date with all the information. And like I said, if I've got time later, I'll do a video if Xbox does go live. So far, it does look like Oil Rig is not in the games. That is a significant monument. And from some of the other stuff I saw, that was definitely at some point in 2018 that the game is based on the PC version. So that's 3 years behind nearly. So if you want more details exactly what kind of updates the game's got, go and check out the video I did yesterday where I detail all the updates the game has had. So yeah, it's kind of a bit further back than I think a lot of people imagined. Maybe they'll add more content for the full release, but I can't really see it being the case. I can't really see them adding 5 or 6 updates worth of content. So yeah, bear that in mind. It looks to be around September or October from 2018. All the content up until that point is in the console version. They've got a few different ways to aim. They've got something called boost assist or analog assist, but no actual aim assist, as it were, like or manual aiming. So I'm not too sure how that really works. I have to play around that a bit more. As you can see from the map, there is absolutely no oil rig, but lots of the other monuments are there. You've got things like the launch site, as well as the train station and the power plant and stuff. They have said they're going to update the game and it's going to be differently, so I fully imagine they'll pick lots of content and it may come out in one go. So like horses were updated over about 5 or 6 months with different types of content coming out, so I reckon they'll put all of that content in one go, adding like barns and horse armors instead of separately like the PC version did. And I'm guessing hopefully we're going to see things like some of the other stuff that's going in. Again, it's not a detailed little go. I could literally play, it was about 15 minutes, not 5 minutes, but that was pretty much all we got out of it. The trees started being invisible, or you could run through them, and there was obviously lots of problems with the connection. They've said on Twitter that it is something to do with the PSN logins, so hopefully when Xbox does come on board, if it is later on today, you won't have the same issues or problems. I'm playing on a PlayStation 4 Pro at the moment. As you can see, I had motion blur off. I had all the settings as best as I could do it. My game capture software is absolutely capable of recording, you know, 4K gameplay. So yeah, this is how it looks. This is what the gameplay on console edition looks. Not loads of mucking around, seeing IGN's point of view. You can actually see menus, you can see the map. I like the system in terms of the inventory system. It looks okay. Moving between certain items looks good. But yeah, it was just a bit, the inputs weren't working correctly, obviously, because so many players were trying to join, and it just had a little bit of delay and a bit of lag, and you can see some major issues later on. Pretty much here you go, you can see me running through invisible trees because I just couldn't simply harvest or gather anything, and someone was building a base next door to me, and I literally could not do anything or go near them properly. So yeah, a bit of a shame it ended up being like this. Your progress will not carry over. I must repeat, if I said it once already, don't think in the beta any of your progress is going to carry over. So don't worry about building massive bases. I would focus on just finding out where the best loot spots are. Get used to the gunplay as much as possible, because the bases will be wiped. Your progress is going to be wiped. It is not going to carry over to the full game launch. It's interesting how many Xbox fans came into my stream and were upset, saying that PlayStation have got an advantage because they've got ahead early. Where was all that energy when I was bitching and moaning about the fact that Double 11 were giving 3-day early access to players? It's funny how like no one gave a shit then, but all of a sudden everyone's crying their eyes out because PlayStation have got a little bit of an advantage. Although as you saw from the problems and issues, they didn't get much of an advantage. This is widespread problem as well. It's not just me. We had 800 people come back into the stream. At one point we had like 1,600 people watching. Loads of players were saying the same problem. And they've put tweets out. They've got stuff going on, I'm sure, on their Discord. So maybe join that if you have got access to it to keep up to date. But yeah, you can see lots of issues on day one of Rust Beta Live. I'll be back with more information about the Xbox launch, when it's actually going to happen, as soon as I get news and I've got a chance and opportunity. And hopefully I'll be giving you some more proper gameplay over the weekend. Until next time, Ratbags, laters.